Give me another shot and I'll be bulletproof. A couple more just to get over.
Recording. Hey, what's up, YouTube? We're here for another episode of Pilot Talk. We've got Chase Momo. He's if you've been on Instagram, you've probably seen him. He does a lot of fun stuff with drones, not just like flying packs and stuff. He does a lot of like weird, cool things that involve drones. It's been fun. It's been cool watching your content, like a lot of the FPV pilots and are all just like flying packs, getting the good lines and everything. But it seems like a lot of your content's more like interacting with like the public and stuff like that, and like doing kind of like weird. Well, I wouldn't say weird, just like not the typical FPV content, you know. So how's your morning going, man? How you doing?
Well, first off, thanks for the intro, man. I think that the guys who do fly packs and only packs, they have a talent that I could never have. So respect to them too, because I'm not the greatest pilot, and I don't think I will be in that way. So I have a lot of respect for those guys because they just grind, dude. They just grind. They grind in their own way. You know, everybody grinds in their own way. So my morning is good. I've got a coffee here in my this pretty cool cup. I actually got this cup from a local artist. I did some drone shots for him, but I ended up losing my drone in the ocean during the shoot. So this is a cup from that day. So it's pretty interesting. I just got a coffee though, a little iced coffee. My morning is good, Ross. How was yours?
Doing good. Dropped my son off at school and just here hanging out, you know.
Heck yeah.
Editing my previous interview, trying to get that wrapped up and everything, so probably fly a little bit later.
Heck yeah. Dude, I gotta fly more. I feel like I get so consumed in social media, videos, deadlines, work, and then I'm like, dang, I haven't flown in like a week, you know? And I'm like, damn. And if I do fly, it'll be a micro. I don't know. I should just. I feel like I need to make myself time to fly, like you are. You literally make you schedule out time, and you're like, I should fly.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No. But I think that the micros are great. Like whoops and stuff are great for that. Is like, you know, you don't have a lot of time. 5-inch takes like a lot more preparation to get in to fly 5-inch. And so like whoop, you can just, you know, pull it out. Oh, hey, I'm sitting at a gas station somewhere or something, and I got, you know, 5-10 minutes to hang out. So yeah, it's fun to. I think whoops are great.
And they're cheap, so like you could break them and not have to, you know, spend a pretty penny.
So that you said you lost a drone in the ocean. Was it like, is it gone, or is it?
She is gone.
Oh,
now,
damn, that sucks.
I will say I do. I just got a replacement. So here's the replacement here.
Oh, nice.
It's the same exact drone. It's the Itsy by Spider with an 04 Pro, but the one I lost, I just built it. I just put an 04 Pro in it, and it was sad. It was a very, very sad. Very sad day for Itsy. So this is Itsy V2, version 2, or Itsy 2, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, Itsy's sister, brother, whatever.
That's cool. Damn, that sucks.
Yeah.
Word of advice: if you're flying in water, strap a water bottle with some zip ties, an empty water bottle. Then it'll at least float and you can recover it, you know.
Yeah, and then at that point, if you recover it, I mean, what are you recovering at that point? Just the frame, I guess?
Yeah,
and the motors? Will the motors be fine?
As long as you rinse them with, like, water, because the salt water will, like, crap on everything. But if you just rinse it with, like, distilled water or isopropyl alcohol, you just give it, like, a bath, you might be safe, you know?
Giving them a little bath, you know?
Yeah. It sounds counterintuitive.
You know, that's funny that you.
But, yeah.
That's funny. It's funny you mentioned that because I was flying near like New Year time with a tiny whoop, and I landed in someone's sink full of water,
Oh, yeah.
and it didn't work after that, right? And then I went home, and then like 3 days later, I was like, I'm gonna try it again, and it worked.
Yep.
So kind of weird how that like happens.
Yeah. The nice thing about the tiny whoops too is like I think the main thing that like what fries stuff is when you go in the water, it's conductive, so it like will just conduct to everything. So like there's components like on bigger quads that aren't meant to get full battery voltage, and so when they get that, then it fries them. But yeah, I've known a lot of tiny whoop pilots that like, oh, they end up in a dog bowl or a sink like that or a pool or something, and you just leave it set for a couple days and it's all good. First question I got for you, we'll jump in, is where did your pilot name and logo come from?
Well, so the name Chase Momo came so in high school. When I was in high school, I had a teacher. His name is Mr. Wood, and he was like my digital video teacher. Did a lot of Premiere Pro stuff in there, and my full name is Chase Mormer, and he would just, when he would do roll call every day, like, see the students are in class or not, he would call me in a nickname, DJ Chase Momo, because I was a DJ at the time and I was DJing like, the school dances and stuff. So that's just what he called me because my last name was Mormer. I'm assuming he just kind of made it Momo.
Yeah.
So, and then I thought he just called me that for 3 years straight. And then it just kind of, it was my Steam name. Like I on Steam during high school, I made it Momo. And then like, just from there, it just kind of stuck. So then when I was making a YouTube channel, I wasn't actually flying drones. I made the channel before I even knew what drones. I mean, I knew what drones were, but before I was interested. So I was just posting content on YouTube as Chase Momo, and I figured it's unique, it's different, and it's I guess the first point. It's very unique. So, yeah. So there's a little bit of history on the name there, and I don't have a logo actually. I don't. So I think I use my face as more so as the logo, but I don't really have a logo yet. I've been thinking about it though. I've been like, maybe I should like get a logo made, but I don't know what it would be.
Yeah. So like whenever I do these pilot interviews, like I like to like scrub through people's content, whether it be Instagram, YouTube, whatever. Just if I don't know them like already, which I had already seen you around. I started watching, I think the first video I saw of yours was when you got your printer, your 3D printer. Like I've been watching it for a while. But yeah, I like going through your stuff, or I was going through your stuff, and I saw that like you did like music production stuff. Like if you scroll really far back on your stuff.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, cause my goal was to post one time every single day. Like that was the goal. I was like, all right, I'm gonna make something every single day. If I didn't have time to make something, oh well, doesn't matter, I'm posting. So I was just kind of making random things, and then that's when I stumbled upon a specific pilot, and then I was like, whoa, I want to learn that. And that's where the journey of FPV began.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Next question I got for you is, how often do you IRL fly?
Not as often as I'd like. Tiny whoops, or like even, I don't really know what size it is. Maybe it's like a 2 or a 1.5 inch. I don't know. But those I fly more often than a 5-inch. A 5-inch I barely fly. I wish I would fly more. It just, as you mentioned in the beginning of the sit down session, it's a lot. You got to dedicate like a lot of time and a lot of time to charge the batteries. The batteries charging is one thing, especially when you only have one charger, and then going to a spot that's safe where people won't freak out, and it's there's no airports nearby, and then it's a whole field trip. It's like when I go fly 5 inches, it's like, ooh, going to fly 5 inch, like it's a field trip. But with the micros, I feel like I could fly more. But to answer your question, how many times do I fly in a week, IRL, or not in a week, just IRL? Man, I want to say on average, this is really, I hate to admit it, but once a week, maybe twice on average.
Yeah, a lot
I
of
really
pilots
hate
are
to.
like that.
I hate to admit it. I hate to admit it, but that's just how it is. You said a lot of people are like that?
Yeah, like a lot of the pilots that I've interviewed. Because, I mean, it's just like life stuff, you know? Life always gets in the way of all the fun stuff, you know?
Yes. And the thing is there's so much fun stuff in life, right? Like you know, there's like all these things you got to prioritize, pick and choose, you know,
Yeah.
the whole shebang.
How often do you sim fly?
Okay, so that one I do a little bit more. I would say 3 times a week on average. I actually just did the other night. Sometimes I'll only do it for like 5 minutes. Like I'll get on and I'll do it for like 5 minutes, but I gotta fix. You know, like I'll have like an urge, and I'll fly for like 5 to 10 minutes. I'm like, all right, like that was good. Like now it's time to go to bed. It's usually typically before bed I'll do it.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's cool.
Heck yeah.
So you already kind of answered this, but what's your caffeine choice?
Yeah, so my caffeine choice, it actually fluctuates a lot. So right now it's coffee, home coffee. I've got an espresso maker, and I'll do
okay.
2 shots of espresso with almond milk, iced. That's basically it. In the past, it's been energy drinks. So I've had phases of energy drinks. I went from all the sugar-free monsters, you know, the white monster and the different packs they have at Sam's Club, and then I tried Bloom, and then I tried Ghost, and then there's like a new Red Bull flavor out right now, so sometimes I'll get that. But this here though is definitely the cheapest and the most effective. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. And it's kind of cozy, you know, it's got a cozy vibe. Like you just kind of like sip on some coffee, do some editing. You can make more if you're really feeling fancy, you know?
Yeah. It's like a ritual too, you know. You have to get all the measure everything out and get the water prepped and everything. It's like
Yeah. And then you take that first sip, you're like, I made a good one today.
yeah, yeah. I'm a big coffee guy. Occasionally I'll do energy drinks if I need them, but it's usually just coffee.
Coffee's good, dude.
Yeah.
I feel like coffee's underestimated sometimes, you know?
Yeah, and nowadays energy drinks are everywhere and everything. So.
Well, what's your choice of coffee?
I usually just like brew like a pot of coffee like in a coffee maker, and then usually like a little bit of creamer, usually like French vanilla, or if it's Christmas time or Halloween, obviously you have to get the respective flavorings for the season. But,
the classic pumpkin.
yeah, pumpkin spice and peppermint mocha.
Yep.
Every Christmas, like I always like go to Starbucks. I don't go to Starbucks very often. I usually just make it at home. But like every Christmas, I always go to Starbucks and get fucking hot peppermint mocha.
It's like a tradition.
Yeah, it's like a white girl tradition, you know.
Well, I mean, you mentioned you have a son, right?
Yeah.
So you have a wife or a girlfriend?
Yes. Yeah, I got a wife. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, does she like the Starbucks?
No, like we both used to like go to Starbucks a lot more, and then we just started making coffee at home. But she's a big coffee drinker too, and then she drinks probably more energy drinks than I do, but still mainly coffee. Yeah, that was the other thing is like I think that's so cool that like your girlfriend Lily, that you guys like, she's so supportive of the drone stuff and like and even kind of interested in it. You guys have like a really cool, or at least from what I've seen on content, so, like on your content stuff, you guys have like your like energies really match, you know, and like
Yeah.
you kind of like vibe together, and it's really cool.
Yeah,
But,
she's definitely my biggest supporter. I really appreciate her a lot for that. And I brought her to Rampage, the Rotor Riot Rampage event,
yeah,
and she didn't know a thing. She didn't know what she was doing, but she sure as heck was interested, and I couldn't be more thankful for that. I remember I was editing the footage because that was a long video I made. I made like I think an hour-long video. That's just
yeah, I
what came
remember.
out. So there was hours of footage that I went through, and I just remember like while I was editing, I was like, oh, like this is special. Like the fact that she can act so not even act. I think she genuinely is interested, and that's
Yeah,
just because of who she is and what we are, and I don't know. I appreciate that.
yeah, yeah. It's really awesome. Like the just watching your content, it's really wholesome with that. Like seeing you guys interact and stuff. It's really cool. Yeah. Next question I got for you: do you run pre-arm on your quads?
I actually don't know what that is, so no. I don't know what that is. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm guessing it has. Let me guess real quick. It has something to do with. I don't even know. Pre-arming, like obviously you arm the drone, so pre-arming, does that like get it ready to arm? I don't know.
Yeah, all it is basically an extra input to arm your drone. So like, I think you fly the Pocket. So
Yeah, so does that mean that you can't accidentally arm it?
yes, yep, yeah,
Oh shoot. Dude, one time I was in Utah a couple months ago and I was flying 5-inch and I like crashed the drone or whatever and I went to go pick it up. And when I picked it up,
flip the
what
switch.
did I do? So yeah, so does pre-arm count as like the stick being down?
Some people use that as pre-arm because if you have the stick up, it won't let you arm.
Y-
You have to have
Yeah,
zero
'cause
throttle to arm.
yeah, because when it's down here, it'll arm, but when it's
Correct.
not, it won't.
Correct.
But I guess by accident I had it down and I was picking my drone up and then I
Yeah.
like bumped the arm button and I
Oh,
was like
yeah.
holding the drone and I could have lost a finger, dude.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just an extra button to. So it's like, like with yours, you have the shoulder button. So if you have like a shoulder button and then your arm.
Does that mean that if you want to disarm, is it different or can you just go?
So the disarm just allows the drone to arm, or the pre-arm just allows the drone to arm. So you just arm and disarm with your normal arm and disarm switch or button or whatever you arm with. The pre-arm's just like this has to be activated and then you can activate your arm.
Got it. So that's interesting. I feel like that's smart, right? To have pre-arm.
Yeah, there are some people that don't run it, and on micros, it's not necessarily as dangerous because, like, if you're like tiny whoops, you're not gonna get hurt from a tiny whoop prop, like striking your finger or whatever. But like, if you fly bigger quads, yeah, it's worth it. But then also, it just kind of depends on, what risk you want to take on, because like, there's lots of 5-inch, like people that fly 5-inch that don't run pre-arm. But I did when I got in because everybody was like, oh, you have to run it. So I just did, and it's become a habit at this point. It does make like, if you do like disarm tricks, so if you like perch on a light pole or something like that, you have an extra button to redo to arm again.
I see.
But
That makes sense.
yeah.
Have you ever seen somebody do disarm? I think I've only seen it once, a disarm trick like midair. So like, like you kind of like do a trick and then you disarm midair and then you kind of rearm it and back up. And I don't know, I've only seen it once, but it was pretty cool.
Yeah, no. If there's some crazy pilots. If I don't know how much you dove into like FPV freestyle and stuff, but yeah, there's some crazy pilots do crazy stuff like that. They like mid-flight disarms and stuff like that, or like slide disarms off of stuff. And yeah, It's really cool. Next question I got for you is, how long have you been flying FPV?
How long? I think I've been flying FPV for 2 years now. I can give you an exact answer here. I'm on my YouTube channel. I'll go to my first video. I think it's been about 2 years.
Okay.
And if it hasn't been 2 years, it'll be 2 years in June or something like that of this year. And right now it's May. So next month. Let's see. Okay, well, clearly went too far there. So I started sim flying June 1st of 2024.
Okay.
And then I first flew... Where is it? It's got to be coming up. I first flew probably like June 20th. So it'll be 2 years in next month. About a month and a half.
Cool.
So yeah, 2 years. How about you?
I've been flying since 2021. Probably like October, I think, around there. September, October.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's 6 years?
Yeah. Yeah, about 5 and yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been interesting. But this is like the last, I'd say, probably like 2 years. So I live in like rural Indiana. There's fucking nothing around here, and especially not like any pilots around here. So I was always just flying by myself, and like learned everything I had to learn to get in the air by myself. Lots of Googling and, and YouTube and Bardwell and everything. And so I've not really ever like interacted with like the FPV community. I'd usually just kind of like lurk and watch and everything. But the last like 2 years, I've really dove in and like, you know, hung out in Discords and like watched live streams and stuff like that and chatting with people and stuff. It's been fun. It's been really cool.
Heck yeah.
And
I feel like... Oh, sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, I've found like 4 or 5 different pilots that are like fairly close to me, which is cool.
I was gonna say, I feel like you learning everything on your own, that's got to be an advantage, right? Like yeah, probably it kind of maybe it was like, I feel like you kind of feel alone, because I kind of feel similar to you, although there is pilots around me. I think I'm just a little antisocial, to be honest with you. So like, you kind of learn, you learn to develop more when you kind of have to figure it out yourself, and you make mistakes more, and then you're like, okay, I'm never doing that again. So I feel like there's like kind of an advantage to learning on your own, but I don't know, that's just kind of how I see it.
Yeah, I think that you don't get the influence of other people and like what they've gone through. It's kind of more like you make it your own, you know. You kind of get to explore and figure out like how you want to interact with FPV, or like how you want to do FPV, you know.
Yeah.
Next question I got for you. Oh, maybe.
Oh.
Oh. Next question I got for you is, what's your current rig and setup?
Okay, so what's my current rig and setup? Well, I have a bunch. I'm sure everybody has a bunch.
Yeah.
But I guess kind of what I'm flying now is, one moment.
You're good.
Just gonna grab it here. I'll show you my 3 different main rigs that I use often. All right, so we've got, so this is kind of my tiny whoop setup here.
Okay.
I've got, this is Diablo. So Diablo is HD0. Built some myself. He's still kicking. I feel like he's been through the ringer. He's the one that went in the sink that I mentioned earlier.
Oh yeah.
So then, and then we've got the classic Wispy, which is just the Air 65, which I'm debating on tearing him down and then putting him elsewhere because this is kind of, I love the Air 65, but I want a little bit more personality in my drone. So
Yeah.
I got a cool frame over
Oh yeah,
here.
yeah. I saw
So
you. I saw
yeah.
that. That's cool.
So and then yeah, there's just a bunch of batteries in there. So that's the tiny whoops. And then when I want to film something other than 720p, I will go for this little guy. This is I think it's called the Pico
Yeah, Pablo Pico.
by Beta FPV. Yeah, it's got just a normal DJI 04 in there, nothing crazy, but it gets the job done, dude. It gets the job done. It's easy to fly. You can crash it. It's pretty. It's like a tank in a way, but not as much as a tank as this bad boy. So this is my main 5-inch here, Sen. So this is Sen, and this is my first ever 5-inch build, and still is my favorite 5-inch build. I've got a little freaking stubby antenna on there. You see that?
Yeah.
Because the last one I had just kept like ripping from crashing. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I've learned that this is better, at least for now. But I love this thing, but I feel like the thing with 5-inch is I'm learning is that like there's so many nuances and problems that come with it, and you just can't really figure out what it is sometimes. So like the last time I flew, I was having signal issues, and I feel like every time I go to fly this, I love flying it, but like there's always something that's like off, and I'm like it kind of gets under my skin a little bit, and I know that that's the game of FPV because like like I know these guys who fly 5-inch. I've heard, I don't personally know if this is true, but I've heard that it's just a constant game of fly, crash, fix, repeat. So like I personally am not a fan of that pattern. So like when something breaks or something goes wrong, I'm like kind of stressed out, and I'm like, oh man, like what now? But that's just the game of it. So I feel like I prefer the drones like these that don't break as easy and they're kind of more reliable rather than this. Although this one is the most fun to fly. It's just, the nature of the game, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, do you want me to go in depth with like what's on here?
Like I said, I leave these questions as open and vague as possible, just because it's completely
Okay.
up to you how much you'd like to divulge.
Yeah, well, I have like a whole video on this guy. It took me a year to build this. Now maybe if someone heard that, they'd be like, why would that take a year to build? Well, because the frame was a prototype frame that I got from someone, and I don't know anything about.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that video the guy just gave you a random friend. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So like, and then like I don't really know how this. I didn't know how this stuff worked. Like I don't know what kind of motors I needed because being in that position, I was like, being in the position of not knowing anything and like, oh, I want to build a 5-inch drone. You're like, what do you need? Like obviously you need motors. Obviously you need props and frame. That's the obvious stuff.
Yeah.
But then there's like the nuance of like, okay, so like what kind of KV motors, what kind of props, what kind of stack, what it's like it's just, and then there's all these options out there with different things, and sometimes, like for instance, I was looking at stacks, and apparently there's like, the stack. Obviously, this is stack. Many pilots know that, but there's like some out there that are like, oh, you can only get 8S batteries, and I'm like, I didn't know that. Like I would have bought it and I would have put it in, and then I would have learned. And then there's just so many.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then there's like this antenna here at the bottom is like the ELRS. So then you gotta make sure you have that installed, and it's just, I don't know. It's a little overwhelming. It's like building a computer, like it's big boy Legos. It's just like kind of basic stuff here, but at the same time, it's expensive, dude. Like
Yep.
Like I had to buy I've already had to buy a new flight controller. I had to buy a new No, the ESC was fine, the flight controller, because I crashed once and then like one of the solder points just ripped off the board, and I was like, okay, cool. Now I gotta buy it.
Damn.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's just It's just oh yeah, and then the camera got fried. The original camera on this drone got fried somehow. I don't know how, but and then yeah, it's just typical FPV wear and tear and
Yeah.
oh look at that. There's some crazy rust on that.
Huh.
You see that?
Yeah. Damn, that's
Crazy.
That's weird.
So yeah, that's kind of my setup right now, and I just got this one.
Yeah.
Which basically is almost similar to this. It just has a Pro 04 Pro in it. I haven't flown it yet. Apparently, it's like one of the best, like super tuned drone. Like the guy who makes this, his company, he's like super like anal about his tunes, I guess. So I have to fly it. I really have to figure out because apparently he stress tests this thing like crazy. So
yeah, I was longest time like I didn't worry about tunes. I just ran like stock Betaflight on like all my 5-inch. I would just run stock whatever Betaflight, not touch it or whatever. And then recently, like one of the guys I interviewed, he's like big like tune head, like loves tuning quads and everything, and so I like worked with him and got like a tune on my quad, and like it's so much different. Like it's so much better to fly. It's just feels like so locked in, and like I feel more confident with it. But yeah, it's definitely worth it if you have the opportunity to go through and put a tune on your quad, because it seriously helps.
I'll keep that in mind. I don't know if you know this about me, but I fly my sticks very different and weird than normal.
Oh, are you like a mode 1 or 2 or something? Or what do you mean?
Yeah, I don't really. I would give you an answer, but I don't know what the terms are for those. But so basically, I inverted my pitch, so my pitch is inverted.
Okay,
and then,
so when you stick forward, you're actually pitching forward.
Yes, and then I swapped the yaw and the roll.
What the fuck? Okay.
So I don't. Sometimes I still have a hard time. Like it's one of those things where I'm like, oh my god, which one's roll and which one's yaw? But then when I get flying, I'm like, okay, this feels right. But so yeah, I swap the roll and the yaw, and then I invert the pitch, and that's how I fly. And that's how Lily flies too.
That's really interesting. That's weird. I mean, that's cool. Like, but yeah, that's interesting. But I mean, hell, I mean, it's all just how you learn, really.
Yeah, because I remember when I was learning, I was like, dude, I feel like inverting the pitch like feels right. Like it just clicked in my head. And then I don't know how the roll and yaw happened. I think I was just like, I got on the simulator and I think I was just trying to figure out what would connect my brain the fastest to the drone. And I was like, okay, if I swap these and I do this, that's when it feels the most right. So
okay. That's cool. You can mess with a lot of pilots if you let them fly your shit like that, because they will not be ready for that.
They wouldn't even be able to fly, and vice versa. If I went and flied theirs, I wouldn't be able to fly.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Next question, and you kind of already answered this, but do you prefer whoops or 5-inch?
Whoops are easy to fly. Super easy to, as you said earlier, you can pull up somewhere like a gas station, just start flying. 5-inch, I love flying 5-inch, but I'd say whoops. Whoops are a little bit safer. They're a little bit more publicly acceptable too. I don't feel like if I go out and fly a 5-inch, I feel like I'm drawing a lot of attention, and in a way I don't really want to. So it just depends. And unfortunately, the bando near me is very heavily locked down now. So I can't, if I wanted to fly a 5-inch at a bando, the one place I go to is like, you get arrested if you get caught there. So I'm like, yeah, I'd prefer not to do that.
Oh, damn, that sucks.
Dude, yeah. I don't know if you've seen the videos of the bando that I've been to, but I guess it's like called Bando Island, as they call it. There's new signs everywhere. It's just like you will be arrested. Like, there's no doubt about it. If you get caught, you will be arrested.
Damn, that's crazy. That sucks.
Yeah.
I guess that's the one plus side of like that I live in rural Indiana is like fucking nobody knows and nobody really cares, so I can just kind of fly wherever. Like I've flown my 5-inch like in town at like spots and stuff, and like I feel like that's
Really?
most people wouldn't do that kind of stuff, but it's just
Yeah.
there's nobody really cares. Like I've never had like a negative interaction with somebody when I've been like flying or anything.
That makes sense. That's pretty cool. You can just kind of go out there and just whip it out and start going.
Yeah, but I do 100% like you. I prefer like whoops are just so much more convenient, so much more non-threatening, and like people aren't really bothered by them. Most people are just like cool or like interested in them, think they're cool and stuff like that.
Yeah, and to them it looks like a toy,
Yeah, that's the big thing. Yeah.
Also, they're cheap too. I know I said that earlier, but you break something, the most you're spending is 100 or 120. That's it. So
Yeah, for real. Yeah, that's 5 inches. They're just so expensive.
they are. Yeah, I'm actually working on one right now. So this one is made out of Temu parts. So every single part on here is from Temu.
Yeah.
So, and I've already blew up one of the motors on my desk. It literally blew up right in front of me. And I think I have to replace the stack because when I try to plug in Betaflight, it doesn't read it unless a battery's connected. And that's how I blew up the motor. So it's all done, dude. I finished it.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, now I just got to do the thing where I invert my pitch and I swap my roll and my yaw and whatever. And when I was doing that, that's when I hit save and reboot, and then the motor spun because I guess like a voltage spike or something from the battery. I don't know.
Huh.
And it just blew up right here, right on my desk.
What the hell? Did you get it on camera at least?
No, I got the smoke,
damn it.
the aftermath. The aftermath of the smoke on my desk was caught on camera, but not the actual explosion. I was pretty upset
Damn
about
it. Didn't even get
know.
content out of it.
I know. It'll still be fine though. It'll still be
No.
fine,
Yeah.
but yeah, this is all from Temu. I gotta finish it. It's been sitting on my desk for like 2 months, dude. I really,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man. The building part, I'm like I'm not the most interested in that,
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely its own whole different thing.
Yeah, dude.
I know.
Yeah.
I know quite a few pilots that just buy pre-builts and fly them just because they don't want to screw with all the soldering and all the extra work and everything. And I get it because
I'm there with them.
like I hate my fucking tiny whoop. I have an Air 65 like you, but mine's analog on it. I only fly analog, and like I have resoldered on that damn thing way too many times. Like it's so annoying. It's so freaking annoying.
And they're so tiny, dude.
Yes.
They're so tiny little solder points.
Yeah. I've reattached the motor wires at least probably 6 different times on that thing, and like I think I bought it. I'm trying to even think. I think towards the end of last year, so I maybe have had it 6 months.
Wow.
But I also do crash a lot, so that probably doesn't help either.
I mean, the fact that you crash a lot and it's still kicking, I don't know.
Yeah.
They're pretty strong little things,
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I'm surprised that the board hasn't died or something.
Yeah.
The thing, I just need to get a new frame. That's the only thing I need is a new Whoop frame because I have E6000 ghetto fixed mine in like 3 or 4 different spots.
Heck yeah.
Next question I got for you: how were you introduced to FPV?
Instagram. I was scrolling Instagram Reels, and this guy named Nils. I think it's Nils. He came up, and he was freestyling at a bando. At the time, I didn't know it was called a bando. He was just freestyling. It was like IKEA and a bando. And I was like, dude, this is sick. Like, this reminds me. And you know what it reminds me of? I used to do a lot of Call of Duty back in the day. And when I was growing up, I was always doing like trick shotting on Call of Duty, or
Yeah.
like there's this like thing on Call of Duty, like in the beginning of the game, where if you shoot a grenade launcher across the map, it doesn't explode yet, but you can still shoot it, and if it directly impacts someone, it kills them. So like I would do like trick shots with that, like shooting across the map. And so it just reminded me, it gave me that feeling of like trick shotting, and that kind of like nuanced like freedom of creative expression of like while controlling something. So like I saw that and I was like, I want to learn that. And I showed my old boss at the time, and I was like, hey, isn't this kind of sick? I was like I'm kind of interested. And he goes, yeah, go ahead, do it. I was like, all right, like why not? So I tried, and then that's what happened. And I still think he's one of the greatest, not greatest pilots, because I know there's so many pilots out there. I can't be like there's one great pilot, but he's one of my he just got me into it. So he's obviously he holds something in my heart when I'm like he's cool.
Yeah.
Do you know him?
Who?
Nils.
I don't think so. I think
He had a few videos recently on YouTube that kind of like went viral within the community about goggles.
No, but I'll have to look into him now. But
He's pretty. He rips.
yeah. There's some crazy pilots. There's a lot
There
they're like the French, like there's a lot of French pilots that they're crazy.
That's what he is, I think, or something like that. He's some kind of, he speaks another language and he sounds French. He's crazy.
Yeah. I may have seen his content because it does sound kind of familiar. I've seen quite a few like people ripping IKEA parking lots and shit. So
and you're just like, bro, how do you do that?
Yeah. The confidence is crazy. Crazy. I got a non-FPV related question. What was your favorite childhood cartoon?
My favorite childhood cartoon. I feel like I really enjoyed like Jimmy Neutron.
Okay.
And Jimmy Neutron was fun. That's all I can think of. But I don't know. That's a cartoon. I liked a lot of shows too, but as far as cartoon goes, like Jimmy Neutron for sure.
Okay. That's funny. I know that.
Yeah.
I enjoyed watching it. What was your first job you ever had?
Ooh, well, when I was 12 and 13, I made a little lawn mowing business in my neighborhood. A little business. Me and my friend who lived in the neighborhood, we would go and mow some lawns. 12, 13 years old. And then at 14, I got a job at a grocery store called Publix. And I was there from 14 to 18. So Publix is my first official job, and then mowing lawns was kind of like my way of. I was like, I always wanted a good computer, dude. I always wanted like a really good computer, so that was my goal, was to get a computer.
I was it's kind of the same way. Not with the mowing stuff, but like I always wanted to get my own computer and stuff because we always had like a family computer. But I was big into gaming for a lot of my life, like younger years and into my 30s and stuff. Now I'm not so much into gaming, more drones now, but still okay.
What kind of games did you play in the prime time?
I mean, like very first ever game that I can remember that I like super was into was RuneScape. Only because like we had a family computer and it was crappy, so like it ran in the browser, so it would run. But I was in like high school, and me and like my little group of friends, we would go up to our like local library and like pretty much take over the computer lab, whatever, and we'd just play RuneScape for like 2 hours after school.
Just had like a mini LAN session.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it was really fun. And then
That sounds fun.
after that, I got into League of Legends, pretty hardcore. And
Lily used to play that.
I should not have. I got so angry so many times at that game. And then I played Minecraft when I got into college, just because like a bunch of guys there were playing it, so I just like joined in and everything. And then
when did you start playing Minecraft? Do you remember what version it was on?
I don't remember the version, but it was like 2011 probably when I started. But it was like it was fucking. I think I started when it was in beta, because like I remember that it was real fucking basic.
Yeah. And you had to have your render distance on literally tiny.
Yeah. It was crazy. And then after that, I got into Counter-Strike. And
Source?
No, Go. CS:GO.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Played that aggressively, like a lot. I even for a while I was live streaming that, like when I was younger. Yeah.
Did you have a knife?
Yeah, I had a few different ones.
Yeah.
I spent my fucking paycheck and shit on stupid stuff like that. Yeah. And then after that, got into like Rainbow Six Siege, and then that was pretty much it. And then I played Overwatch 2. Played that.
Nice.
I
never
that was
played.
pretty much where I stopped.
You ever play sometimes here and there today?
Occasionally I'll like get on Marvel Rivals just because it's fun to like screw around on, not take it too serious or anything like that, but that's about it. Yeah.
Kind of like a relaxed, like a brain mental reset kind of deal.
Yeah, just like check out stuff, yeah. And then my son forces me to play Roblox stuff with him, so.
Dude, Roblox came a long way, honestly. I feel like they've really managed to capture a wider audience. You know, because I've even seen some people who are 17 and 16 years old who play it, and I always thought it was only for 10 and under, but they've really grown their reach there.
He's less interested in it now, but like a year, 2 years ago, he was super into it, and he'd be like, "Dad, you play this game with me?" "Sure, buddy. Whatever. I don't know what we're doing, but sure, yeah." Next question I got for you is, do you stand or sit to fly?
I think I find myself mostly sitting, but I'll do both. If I showed up somewhere and I had the option, wherever the shade is. So if it's like, especially in Florida, dude, like midsummer, and it's like I could stand in the sun or I could sit in the shade, or vice versa. I'm just gonna go where the shade is. Especially with the goggles, dude. The goggles do not like after using them for 5 to 10 minutes, the goggles get kicking, they get cooking, dude. So I was like, yeah, wherever the shade is.
Yeah, we're lucky.
What?
I was just gonna say we're lucky. That's the one lucky thing is here in Indiana, it doesn't, probably not nearly as hot.
Yeah, it's humid here too.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, that's kind of what I go at. I don't have a lanyard or anything. I've tried it for my controller, but I didn't really enjoy it. So I like my pockets, man. I tried a Boxer, I've tried the other ones, and I just keep coming back to this. So
yeah, the Pocket is on it. It's such a solid radio. Like, it's crazy for how cheap it is and everything.
And I got I just did this recently. Let me see if I can get it out. But I just put the like the gimbals in, like the metal ones.
Oh, the AGs. Yeah.
Yeah, I love them.
Oh yeah.
So I've got,
Oh.
two here.
That's cool.
Oh yeah.
Who are a few of your favorite pilots?
Okay, well, I really like Nils, as I mentioned before. Um, I there's this guy I met locally. Um, uh, there's two guys I met locally. There's this guy named One Up that I met at a bando. He's on Instagram, One Up FPV. He's pretty good. I like his flying, but I also like how he is as a person. He's like really down to earth, super chill, and like seems like a very loyal dude. So I connected with him on that. Um, and then this guy named CJ FPV. He's also kind of local to me too, and he just kind of made me realize, because I always feel like I don't fit in with the community as far as like the face-to-face aspect.
Yeah.
Being socially, like, I don't know, I get kind of anxious and social, so like he's always been kind of one that is inviting and opening when it comes to that, and being like, nah man, like who cares, like just have fun, like just as long as you're not doing anything stupid, like just have fun. So he's always been super cool with that and down to earth. So I like those two guys. And I don't really, I can't really recall, like, there's this one of my viewers, his name is Yeros. He's really smart, and he's always helping me when it comes to quads and stuff. Oh shoot, almost knocked my coffee over. Like this, like he'll help me build stuff, and like he'll help me figure out what's wrong with things, and he's really smart when it comes to that. So
Cool.
he's pretty cool. His name is Euros. Shout out to Euros. And there's like a few others. I don't. It's hard to say that like I've noticed as I answer this question that a lot of my favorite pilots seem to be a little bit more about their personalities rather than their flying style,
Yeah.
which is interesting. I'm just now noticing that. So I just really appreciate like down to earth, open-minded, and I appreciate that,
Yeah. Yeah. I have noticed that more and more, like I said, as I've like kind of like interacted with the community more and stuff. There's a lot of people that are just like, hey, we're just here to fly drones. I don't give a shit about any of the other stuff, man. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. But I
Yeah,
like
dude,
that
there's
so
also
much.
there's a lot of I feel like there's a lot of drama too, at least recently. I don't know if it's like starting recently, but in the community I feel like it's like split. Like I feel like there's like people who are down to earth, and then there's people who like will just rag on you. And like it's really interesting to see that, because I've never noticed the ragging side as much until like maybe a year in to my drone flying. So like the first year, it was like everybody's so supportive and everything, and then now I'm starting to notice this whole other side of like people talking bad about other people, or pointing out specific things, or trying to act like they know everything. And it's just like, I can't post my mistake online? Like, come on. Like, obviously I made a mistake. It's hard enough for me to post it online and to show everybody, my vulnerable mistake, and then you're gonna go over here and pound these comments. So it's really interesting as of the past 8 months for me to see a change of tone in the community, at least, because there's people as far as content goes with audience, there's people that come in that are from the community, and then there's people who come in who aren't in the community, and they just think drones are interesting, or maybe they think drones are stupid. So like it's really interesting how certain platforms draw certain people. So for example,
Yeah.
Instagram pulls in negativity like crazy. Like it's crazy how negative Instagram is when it comes to drones. Like a lot of the stuff that goes viral on my Instagram page will go viral because of something negative. It's really interesting. Like it's very rare that something goes viral because of how cool it looked or whatever. It's always like something that they have to say or they assume things about me, or they have no context about any situation, so they just say things, and it's like, you have no context of who I'm flying around and who they are and what they mean to me, because they're my friends half the time, and these people think they're just random people and that I'm like flying close to and stuff, and I'm just like, at some point I have to not read them, or when I do read them, not take them to heart, because it's like, these people don't know anything, and like they are taking their time out of the day to comment negative things rather than go and try to figure out something that they could do with themselves to better themselves. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. It's super interesting. Sometimes it gets to me, but most of the time it doesn't. And if it does get to me, like I'll get through it, and then I'm like, it's not worth, feeling it over. But yeah, so it's like, I've just been saying that the I feel like the FPV community is interesting because, like, I just feel like there's more negativity now than there was a year ago, but I don't know if it's just because of my content and I'm attracting those people, or if it's just the truth. I don't know. What do you think?
I think so. First of all, don't ever post on Facebook, because Jesus Christ.
Dude.
Instagram, you think Instagram is bad. Facebook is horrid. Like, I don't post on there, but I would go on there and like see stuff, and good Lord.
Yeah, like, God forbid somebody posts something vulnerable, and
the big thing that I see though is like there was one of the guys that I interviewed, his name's Vessel RX, and he lives in I think he lives in Utah. But he posted a video. I think he went to like Las Vegas or whatever, and dove the Sears Tower, I think. But anyways, he posted a video about it, and there was like a comment on his video that was like, "You're ruining the hobby. This is so unsafe, blah blah blah," and stuff. And I'm like, "Are you fucking serious?" Like, I was like, he's like, the comment was like, "Oh, this is why the regulations are getting so bad and everything. You're causing that." I'm like, no. I was like, the reason that I said this, like, I wrote the comment back, like, I didn't take it serious. I was just like kind of clowning on the guy, because like, the reason the regulations are getting bad is because mega corporations want to have delivery drones everywhere, and they don't want to have to worry about us hobby guys flying our drones around. So they want to control the airspace with their big billions of dollars. That's why the regulations are getting worse. That is the only reason.
What's the guy's name? Vessel RX?
Yeah.
I think I just found him. I'm trying to see if I can find that video.
It's like his most recent video, yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, or like, is it most recent, or like really up top on, like, he just recently did that. I think it was like last week or something.
Yeah. Oh wow, he's a good pilot.
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah, he's like flying around a water park and everything. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but I was like,
oh, that's crazy. Like, why are people? It's crazy, man. It's absolutely bananas.
They're the keyboard warriors. They're protecting our hobby, or what the fuck ever they think.
Yes, and then some people go as far as like, they'll be like, oh, you're trying to be a pervert and stuff, flying around these girls. But first of all, I know those girls, and two, they know I'm flying, and three, these people just don't have context. They don't have context about anything. So like, they see the video, and then they go, oh, drone guy flying too close to somebody. He's trying to get weird pictures, and it's like,
that says more about them, because they're the ones that are taking it in a perverted way. You don't have to sexualize women.
Yes, I know, dude. Yes, like, it's absolutely insane.
You can fly. Hey, you can take pictures of women and fly around women and not be sexual.
Exactly.
There's like shirtless guys working out on like the beaches of Florida. They're like recording themselves. Is that sexual?
Yeah, literally. No, literally. It's crazy, man. I think it's just wild. Social media with drones is wild, and I mean, I'll be honest with you. Sometimes I do lean into that, because that is what attracts attention. So like
100%,
I'll lean into that, you know, because I mean, sure, why not? But it's just so you know, it's a byproduct of leaning into it. It's really interesting. I don't know. Some people probably, I'm sure if some people who listened to this and they didn't like, and they saw like they were on the side of like, oh, I'm mad. Like they probably would be like, still mad. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you know that's their problem.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but yeah, there's a pilot that I like stumbled across on Instagram, Ashley FPV, and like she leans into that she's has a nice body, she's good, like she looks good and everything, you know, and like I saw like there's just comments about like in you know sexualizing her like on her Instagram, and like it's so, but like you were saying, you kind of play into it, and I think that
Yeah.
she
She's
intentionally
definitely
plays
playing
into it.
into it. I'm
Yeah.
looking at her right now. She's definitely playing. It's
But
just
she's
you know, bro. Listen, it's what she's got. Like,
yeah
lean into it. You
yeah
know.
yeah, but like that also doesn't devalue her. Like she's a good pilot. She like knows how to build. She is an FPV pilot. Just because she has a nice body and like shows it off doesn't invalidate like her stuff, you know.
And in all fairness, if any girl who's getting into FPV and starts making content, they're gonna do really well because the content space for FPV is like, I swear it's like 95% male. So
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
they're gonna. It's a leg up. It's a leg up, and honestly, kudos.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. No, there's I've now interviewed two different female racing pilots, and like, because I'm like, I was like, I'm super into racing. I don't race myself, but I like love watching the drone racing stuff. It's so cool. And but it was like so cool to be able to like chat with them and stuff, and like they're damn good fucking pilots, like way better than I would be at racing.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but yeah, I was saying, it's cool to see more female pilots getting into the hobby for sure. Like I don't, just anybody that wants to get into the hobby, I'm all for, because it's an amazing thing.
It's fun.
Yeah.
You know, I think life is. I think it's important to have fun in life. So, who cares what other people say? Just do what you want. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
I know there's rules, there's regulations and stuff when it comes to drones. So it's like you want to stay in an area where you're not like being an absolute,
Menace.
madman or whatever. Yeah, menace. But just have fun. You know.
Well, here's my justification for everything. All of the FPV content is all AI generated, and they can't prove that it's not.
True. And the more time passes, the more you can say that.
Yeah. Soar 2 does amazing things. Yeah. No, but yeah, I mean, I've gone off complaining about the FAA so many times. It's unfortunate that they clearly are, one, being paid off by billionaires to lobby and everything, and two, that whoever's making the calls and making the rules and everything have clearly never actually flown a drone in their entire life. Because the only people that usually, like I would say 99% of the time, that are causing the issue are camera drone operators that have no experience or very little experience, or just bought the drone at Best Buy, whatever, because like
they first flight.
yeah, I'm gonna fly over the sports ball arena while I'm watching the sports ball. Like, what the fuck? So stupid. I didn't get that.
I
man.
agree there. I agree there, man. The other day, I let my little brother fly FPV for the first time.
Oh, yeah,
But
I saw
usually you saw that?
that. Yeah.
Like Yeah, so like he literally just just like went
Yeah.
straight up in the air. But obviously I wouldn't like doing that. Like I wouldn't put my little brother in that position near an airport because it's just
Yeah.
like why? Like why would you? So, but I thought that was fun because literally just yeah, I was like, bro, you're gonna try flying with no experience at all, no simulator experience. I just gave him the controller and he just went straight up in the air.
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, that's the yeah. And like that's the thing, even when him doing that, you didn't like he didn't get very far. Like he didn't
Mm-mm.
endanger anyone, he didn't hurt anything. Even if he would have crashed that drone on somebody's property, wouldn't have touched anything, wouldn't have hurt anything, wouldn't have broke anything.
Yeah,
Like
it's literally like this big, like,
yeah, like it's
and it
not.
has prop guards and all
Yeah.
the stuff. So,
But oh my god, that drone could definitely kill somebody or something. That shit aggravates the hell out
dude,
of me.
I saw someone get hit in the face with a 5-inch at Rampage.
Oh shit, yeah.
Dude, yeah, he had his goggles on though. So like they were taking off,
Damn.
and somebody else's drone like went AWire and literally hit him in the face. But his goggles were on, so I'm pretty sure that right there was like there was his shield. Like
Yeah.
it just hit him like boom. It was
Damn.
crazy.
That's crazy.
But he was fine. He didn't get hurt.
Yeah, it's lucky he did have his goggles on because that would have been a bad
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. And then Lily saw it, so Lily's like, she's pretty terrified of. I feel like the more I fly around her, the more she's getting more scared.
Yeah. It's funny. Next question I got for you is who should I interview? Like,
You should interview. You should interview Nat's Lab.
okay. I haven't heard of
You know who
it.
that is?
I don't know. I haven't heard of
Yeah, Nat's Lab. She just she's really fresh and new into the scene, and she made a video, and her video went viral. It got over 100,000
yeah,
views.
yeah. I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should interview her.
Yeah. Yeah, that would actually, yeah.
She's so noob. She is so noob that you're gonna have. It'd probably be the most noobest person you'll have if you can interview her.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, now I do. Yeah. I thought that was so weird too. That's the thing that like popped off so much was her. Like, was she weird?
Wait, what do you mean?
It's just weird that video or like her making that video was like weird that it popped off and just got so many views. Like it's cool that it happened. It's just it's like interesting that it was that specific video.
I agree with you too, and it kind of like it makes. I have a hard time. I don't have a hard time. I have to constantly remind myself not to compare. So like, I think about my journey with content and FPV, and then because I'm friends with her now, I saw that video and I reached out to her and we chit chat sometimes, but like she made her first video, and it took me 1 year to really figure out like the style and to figure out who the community is and how to speak to them, and then she just made one video, and it's like that whole year I had is in one video, and I'm like, damn, like that's crazy. Like it's one, it's inspiring, and two, it pushes me to go further, and three, it's just like what? Like instead of being like mad about it, I could be like, okay, what can I learn from that? Because that's just insane, especially for the FPV community. That is insane. I've never seen that. Like that's in 2 years at least, but that's just crazy. So, and she's cool, so I'm sure she would do one if you asked her.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Yeah, like I said, it's been crazy. Like I don't know, I've had this channel, and like, I mean, you can look back on it. It's like I've got just random shit. Like I've always been making content for like randomly on and off. This is the most consistent I've done it though. Like, yeah, it's cool to see like just people just. I think it's interesting in FPV that like there are people that you kind of see their progress and journey. Like, you see their first flight, and then 3 years later, you see they're like ripping bandos and doing crazy tricks or something like that. I think that's really cool, seeing like the progression. But it was also interesting the people, like from what I kind of going back to Ashley FPV, I like looked through her stuff, and it seemed like she just came out of nowhere and was like fully production, like felt like it was really super polished and everything. Like she trained and practiced and stuff like that. It's interesting.
It's almost like it's almost like she already was doing it for a while, and then she was like, here I am, but I have 2 years of experience under me, so this is what you get.
Yeah.
It's really interesting how certain people come from certain spaces, because in all fairness, when I started YouTube, I was working at a place where they paid me to train on YouTube because I was working for social media people. So they were paying me to basically, I would show up to work and I would train on YouTube with different courses, different YouTube videos, just like basically to make their videos better. So I was learning from that, and then I ended up quitting like, I don't know, 8 months after that. So then I walked in with that knowledge. So like it's really interesting to see how different people walk in to the space with different amounts of knowledge, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And everybody, honestly, man, like I believe everybody like is on their own course. There's nothing wrong with that, and like it just is like some people have certain types of information that you don't, and the way that they do things and whatever. It's like as I mentioned, like I have to really tell myself almost daily to stop comparing myself, because I'll compare myself to people who got 1 million subscribers in a year, and I'm like, how did you do that? Like I just need to, it's just like a really, I have to stop myself, and so I think it's cool that everybody has their own knack, everybody has their own skills and how they execute things. And one thing you said, Ross, was like you just started being more consistent. Dude, I think that's the biggest key. I think the biggest key to it all is consistency, and I think all the other stuff can come after that, but like I think consistency is the biggest, and I've learned that at my old job. So like basically built a YouTube channel from 4,000 subscribers to 2 million, and I was there the whole time working on it. And the biggest thing I learned was consistency, was just post every single day on shorts, at least once a day, and just keep going. It's kind of like if you went to the gym every day, like you see it, you see the progress, so it's like that's just my biggest piece of advice in content, is like just keep going no matter what. Even if your video didn't do good, do the next one, do it again tomorrow. Like who cares? Move on, just learn from it, move on,
because I mean
it's kind of
you just make stuff, and you'll get that random thing that pops off and goes crazy, and then you might have like 5 videos before that got like nothing.
Yep.
But that's crazy.
Never quit.
That's crazy. I love that. Going back to like the information stuff, that's the thing that I really love about the FPV community, is everybody's so, or I should say not everybody, the majority in general, the FPV community is just so willing to share and help and boost each other up and stuff like that. I love that about the community. I'm sure that like other hobbies and stuff like that kind of have the same thing, but it's just special for FPV. It's interesting.
Yeah, I wonder if it's so special because it's very social media based, because it's all video, like drones are video, so it's like you share your videos online, so it's like there's RC cars and stuff, but I don't think it's as prominent because it's not so video based. So like I think that's, I don't know, I'm just kind of thinking out loud, Like it could be just the fact that there's a lot of video involved creates this open space online of like people.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. 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 I think the other thing is like it it's so niche and spread out that like you almost inherently have to be willing to ask for help or reach out, or because like I mean there's tons of content, but there's just something different about having someone like literally one-on-one with you to like, hey, try this thing, oh maybe that thing, this thing might be messed up, like. So I think you just, if you want to be successful in FPV, I think that you should come into it wanting to be in the community, like wanting to share and learn and grow and stuff like that.
inspire.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree.
Next question I got for you. What's one non-FPV rabbit hole you dove into?
Oh man, there's a many. Music. I produced music for like 10 years. Was a DJ at one point. After college, did some nightclub DJing. Um, that was a lot of fun. I think YouTube itself is a hobby as well, at least how I look at it. So I think YouTube. I love me some video cameras. I just got this the other day. I like. That's kind of like right now. I love Photoshop designing and video editing and all that stuff. So that's kind of like the. I'm just kind of looking around my room. I'm like trying to see like what kind of things I have collecting, and what I see is drones, cameras, tools, and
It's funny.
yeah. Yeah.
Dude,
so that's kind of
I hate editing.
really.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't blame you. I honestly, I don't hate it, but God, it's hard to do it. Like it's not hard to like edit. It's just hard to sit down and lock in. You know.
Yep. I got the ADHD, so like, it's like a nightmare. It's like hit and miss with like if I'm like can super fixate on it or if I just want to go do a bunch of other things.
Dude, do you want to see my timeline for my last video? I gotta show you this.
Okay.
Just because I think it's... Oh, shoot, I don't have my hard drive plugged in. You know what? I'm gonna plug it into that port that I told you about. But I just think that it'd be really interesting to show.
Yeah, my big thing is like, it takes so much time and I don't want to put the time into it. So that's why like in the past, I've just kind of given up on like fucking doing content consistently, and like I've jumped around to a bunch of different stuff. It's just because the editing part always burns me out.
Dude,
and like,
yes,
I've been doing these interviews and I've like built them to try to like optimize to just be like the most minimal amount of editing, so I can just like make myself just fucking do it, you know?
Super. Honestly, that's the best way to do it. Like having a system, you know?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna share my screen.
Okay.
Can you see?
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. That.
So this is a video I just uploaded yesterday.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes I go a little too overboard, but this is just what I end up doing because this is what I want to do, you know?
Yeah. No,
it's
the
just all
editing's good. Like,
it's just crazy, but
Yeah.
like it takes so much discipline to sit down and be like, all right, gonna edit today, and it's just crazy.
Yeah.
It's wild.
I could but I mean, like you can tell, like I've watched, like I said, I've watched your content and stuff, and like I can tell that you put in some serious fucking work to make them look as polished as they do.
And I appreciate that. And honestly, Ross, sometimes I wonder if I even need to do that, because I'm like, okay, I spent so much time editing this, and I got to move on to the next. But it's in a way I enjoyed doing it. So on one hand, it's like okay, it was worth the time, and then on another hand, it's like I spent all this time and it didn't get as many views and it didn't reach as many new people as I would hope. So then it's like, is it worth the time? But then at the end of the day, I'm like, well, I enjoyed it. Forcing myself to sit down and do it is like, but then looking at the final product, that's when it's like, oh, okay, like, that's enjoyable.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think it's good to strike a balance between the two, honestly. Like, maybe like it might be beneficial just like with like your mental health and stuff to maybe just do like a super simple edit, like, go out and record yourself, don't cut it up a bunch, just raw dog it, throw your flights in there and stuff like that. And then like, the next video, you spend 6 or 8 hours in just editing like 300 different clips or something, That's the other thing I hate about FPV is like, you got to have your DV, like depending on what you're doing, but you can have your main camera, then you might have like a separate mic that you gotta make sure you sync up, and then you gotta make sure your DVR is synced up, and then your HD footage you gotta sync. It's like there's too many fucking things I gotta plug into.
And sometimes the DVR footage is like weird frame rates, so then you gotta figure out how to fix the frame rates and match them up, and like, yeah.
I hate my GoPro 13 because I have to like encode the footage or some shit to use it in DaVinci Resolve to like edit it. So I have to spend a little bit extra time encoding the fucking footage. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, there's too much. So I've been trying to like...
You use Handbrake for that?
No, the encoding I use, what was it called? Shutter encoder?
Oh, okay. I've never heard of that. I'll have to look into it.
I literally just Googled like why, because I was getting the media offline thing, like, but then if I would scrub through it in the media pool, it would look fine. But then I put it in the timeline, media offline, and like,
I feel that, dude. That's like I used the Fat Shark goggles for the first time recently, and I learned that the DVR footage is terrible, dude. The frame rate is constantly changing. I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this?
Yeah. Yeah, the DVR is a pain because it's in AVI and like nothing likes AVI format.
Yeah, especially with the variable frame rate, the constant frame rate changing that's just the worst. You have a clip that's 29.97 and that's what it is, and then you have this DVR that goes from 16 to 30, and it's like, how are you supposed to match that up?
Yeah. That's. I hate doing that stuff.
Yeah, I feel you, man. I really do. I really do feel you. That's why when I record with microphones, I just bake it into the video. I'm like, I'm not doing. I used to do like external microphones. I used to film everything in log to do color grading. Oh yeah. But I'm like, I'm tired of that. Like, just whatever.
Yeah. Like with the GoPros, it has like a log form, like a file format that you can use for recording, and like I did it for like a few times because I was like the same thing. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna color grade it, make it look cool. And I was like, this is too much extra work. I was like, the default GoPro settings are good enough, whatever.
Yep, exactly, and it gets the job done. Like it's fun at first, right? When you first put on log, you're like, ooh, I'm gonna like, play with the colors, and it's fun at first, but then it gets to a point where you're like, I just want to, like, that's not what I'm here for. Like, I'm trying to,
Yeah, that's funny. It's been I've been really trying to like push myself to do the editing stuff even when I don't want to.
Dude, what I found that helps me is this thing right here has to go elsewhere. Because this thing right here is going to make me stop editing, and especially when I'm in a flow state, because there's like, you ever get flow states when you're editing? Like, you're editing and you kind of lock in, and that's when you're like really in there, and you can kind of get a lot done, honestly, in the flow state. And this right here will break that. Yeah. So this thing's got to go over here.
And then there goes your train of editing.
Yes, exactly. So That's one piece of advice.
The big thing with me is just my kid always is like, like, you know, bugging me or something like that. So it's difficult to do that. But like I've been doing pretty good about it. I feel like been pretty consistent about making sure I'm on time and stuff.
That's the most, as I said, dude, most important thing, just like consistent.
Yeah. That's the other thing is like I may not like. There's times where I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna stop editing this because I just need to get it out, and like it's polished enough that I feel comfortable with putting it out, even if it's not 100% perfect like I want it, you know.
And honestly, Ross, in my opinion, this is just me, I think perfection kills. So like, don't like when I used to do that with music because I made a lot of songs and I think like, oh, that's perfect. But then I realized over time, I'm like, that kind of killed it. That killed it and it killed me. So perfectionist is a bad thing.
Yeah, because like we were saying, it's just that random one thing can pop off, and you know, and you may have spent like 10 minutes throwing it together, but then you spend 8 hours on it and it's nothing, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah, I try to like temper my expectations, you know. Try to.
Yep.
Last thing I got for you is anything you want to plug, like links, all that. I'll put in the description, stuff like that.
Yeah, I think I want to plug for people to just have a good time with the FPV hobby. I think that's important. And, you know, we're all here to lift each other up. Let's just kind of keep it that way. There's some people out there that will have some mean things to say, but if you get mean comments, just remember that just don't interact with them. You know, just don't give them your attention and you'll be fine. I think I don't know. I don't really need to plug anything. I appreciate your time, Ross. I really do.
Yeah. No, I appreciate you, man. It's like I said, it's been crazy. Like I'm just like a random fucking YouTube. Don't have a lot of subscribers, or anything like that. And there's been so many people like in FPV that have been like, "Oh yeah, sure, I'll do that. That sounds fucking cool." And I'm like,
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I okay. Cool.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, that just shows you that like there's a need. Clearly, there's like some kind of need for that in the content community of FPV. So
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I've always enjoyed like chatting with people and kind of like getting to know their lives and everything. Just even in real life, like meeting random people and stuff like that. And like for like 2 years now, I've been kicking around the idea of like, oh, I want to do like pilot interviews, because like there's a few like other channels that do interview stuff, but it just doesn't like it. I don't know. I just wanted to throw my hat in the ring, kind of, basically, you know.
Yeah, it's like your version of it, you know.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's been really cool. And also on the negative comments thing, it's gonna piss them off more if you ignore them. It's gonna 100% piss them off more if you ignore them than anything you could say back to them.
Yeah, but then it doesn't leave room for more, you know?
Yeah.
Like it won't, like if like I've had to do that a lot, like just not respond, and that's kills it. It's over. Like that's it. Like one comment, if you don't respond, it's done. There's no further discussion, you know?
Yeah.
And then eventually those people will lose interest because those people are commenting because they want your reaction, you know?
Yeah.
So like if you just don't give them your reaction, eventually they're just gonna get bored and they're gonna go find somebody else who will give them a reaction.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I look at it. I mean, you could lean into it if you want, but I don't know if I want that. So.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. I don't got anything else. Do you have anything else you want to chat about?
No.
Or add anything?
I will admit I have to pee really bad because I finished this whole thing, and then I finished this.
Okay.
So I've been holding it for like probably 20 minutes now.
Well, I'll get you out of here. I super appreciate coming on and chatting with me. Take time out of your day, man. It was fun. It was a lot of fun chatting with you.
It was fun. Thanks for reaching out too, because like I think that's really cool, a really cool like experience for me, and you're a really cool guy, and it was cool to talk to you. And I think that, as I mentioned, I'm kind of antisocial, so it's really nice to get out my comfort zone a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like I said, I watched your content, but you went to that quads and coffee thing, and you guys were like freaking out in the car about going in and shit.
We were sitting in the car for like 10 minutes before we even got out.
Yeah, I know it is like really off-putting to like go to your first kind of like event or whatever, like where there's people around and stuff. I'm gonna be doing that here shortly with there's International Open. It's like a drone racing event that's like 2 hours away from me. It's like the biggest drone racing event in the world. So it'll be
wow, that's pretty cool.
I'll get to experience the nervousness and anxiety a little bit of going to meet a bunch of random strangers and everything.
Heck yeah.
But yeah, okay, I'll get out of here. I'll leave you, let you go pee, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Cool, Ross.
Thanks so
Thank
much.
you, man.
See you. Bye.
See ya.